Hey, it's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We're at the ITEXPO Tech Super Show 2025 in sunny South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale actually, and it's February, and it's a beautiful day, February 13th. On our program today is Tomas Sjostrom. He is with James Moore Technology Services, and we're thrilled to have him here. His company is participating in one of the co-located Tech Super Show events, the Future of Work Expo. So, Tomas, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
We really appreciate you being here, and we want to learn more about your company, so why don't you tell us?
So I'm the president of James Moore Technology Services. We're a cybersecurity focused managed service provider. We're unique in the sense that we've been in business for about 30 years. We're owned by a CPA firm. We work really closely with our mothership, if you will, and that has instilled a lot of values in the company that we're really proud of. We take really good care of our customers. We're very customer focused and detail oriented. Make sure that we have all the numbers in order and things like that.
Fantastic. So one of the challenges that I think cybersecurity companies in general, or companies that are at risk of cybersecurity attacks have, is that these smaller companies are an issue. Like as an industry, when you look at the charts, you see the small end of the spectrum is least prepared for cybersecurity. And I think as an industry, that's our biggest problem. How do you deal with that?
So we focus a lot on bringing enterprise-grade cybersecurity solutions to our customers, and it's possible. I worked for one of the premier cybersecurity firms before, and one of the things that bothered me was that our solutions were too expensive for the small to mid-sized businesses to really deploy, and I really wanted to help them. And that's why I'm proud that with the partnerships that we have at James Moore, we can offer those types of solutions at a very affordable price. And I mean, it's not rocket science. There's some really basic things that you can do in a small business that doesn't have to cost that much. It doesn't have to take that long to implement, and it will raise the security levels substantially in a small business. And as I'm sure you know, the threat actors, they're a little bit lazy. They're opportunistic people, so they look for companies that are the most vulnerable, and then they're going to breach them. So if you just can raise your levels a little bit, they're not going to go for you. They're going to go for the next target. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help as many companies as possible to just raise their security levels to a minimum level so they will not be attacked by threat actors.
You know, there was a time a short while ago where quite often when we would receive phishing emails in our inboxes that they would have a typo or a grammatical error, something that made it fairly obvious to us that this was not a real email and that we don't need to deal with it, and we shouldn't click, obviously. But you know, we've got AI technology now which makes it possible for hackers to actually have better English than most of the emails that I have in my inbox. And you know, you've got the evolution of that industry of AI to DeepSeek AI. The news that came out a few weeks ago has really revolutionized things. And one of the challenges I think we're going to have as an industry is what do we do to protect ourselves against the AI threats? And it's not just better grammar in emails. There's a whole bunch of other really bad things you can do with AI. What are we doing as an industry to protect ourselves?
I think the focus right now on AI and the risks of it is really good, because it's a fantastic technology. I love the fact that so many people are exploring and experimenting with different AI technologies. There's still a lot of companies that I meet with that haven't found a practical use for it yet. So I think we still have ways to go. When it comes to security, and especially if we're talking about DeepSeek, I mean, there's some things that are standard for any AI or Gen AI solution, and that is, you know, of course, do not share, you know, confidential or private information in an open AI. You're just giving it to the public, so don't do that. Rather, like, have a model in-house or something like that so you can make sure that you have your data protected. And then on top of that, if you're looking at DeepSeek, I mean, the technology is very impressive, and it's very interesting what they have done. But as we all know, that means also if you use their model, the data, then you're sharing your data with China. You might not want to do that. And then the third piece with DeepSeek that I recently read about that I find really concerning is that when you install their app, they request permissions to your device that reaches far deeper into your phone or your tablet or whatever it is that you have, as when you compare to their competitors.
And now we know how they got their name.
Yeah, DeepSeek. Yeah, they do DeepSeek on your phone. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, I concur with all those. I do know you can use their models now outside of their own network, and I wonder how secure those are. I haven't seen any studies to see if anyone's actually gone through all the code, although it's open source. But I think I'm going a bit off on an esoteric area for this. This particular video interview. So to bring it back down to reality and where people live, small to medium businesses are looking to protect themselves. What do they need to do? How can you help them?
Yeah, so I'd like to point out a couple of things that I think are very basic but makes a big difference. And for me, one of the first things is know what your information assets are. Know what information you have that would be desirable by a threat actor or someone like that. Now, once you're on top of that, know where you have it. A lot of companies don't know where they store it, And then another basic thing, implement multi-factor authentication. It sounds really basic, especially for people in the IT industry, for me to say that. But when I worked with breaches, it was so often where the breach happened because the company had not implemented MFA on their Outlook or Office 365 or something like that. Back in the day when I started with IT, we're talking 30 years ago, backups. Make sure that you have good backups, that you verify them, and that you know that you can restore a majority of your data really fast. Again, I've seen companies that have done all of that, but they never tested to restore everything. And they never thought of the fact that if we get breached and everything gets encrypted, we don't have the hardware anymore because you don't want to touch that. It's bad. You got malware in it. So you need to have hardware to restore to. And a lot of companies miss that. So basically what I'm saying is have a good disaster recovery plan. And it doesn't have to be super advanced. And if you just do some of those basic things, I always like to point out that you should monitor your environment. There are good providers today that are affordable. If you have those things in place, the threat actors are not going to go for you. They're opportunistic. They're going to go for someone else.
Fantastic. How do people find out more?
They can visit our webpage, jamesmoore.com or jmco.com, or reach out to me or any of my managers. And we just love to share our knowledge. We love to educate as many as possible on what you can do, so they don't have to become customers. Just reach out and we'll share what we know just to help them.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.